Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 7 of my 1 vs 3 vs 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 2 separate teams of 3 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Halfling Dreadnought, Welby the Tinkerer. In our last episode, we continued to expand our empire as we actually obtained the city here of Beb-June that you can see. This is now a fully fledged city within our empire. And we also actually brought the city, or the town of Valak, into our empire as a vassal. We're also poised to actually expand a little bit further as well. If we shift over here, you can see that the outpost of Fahas, this is a Tigran outpost, is actually now 1 turn away from asking to join us as a fully fledged city, rather than being just a vassal. We also have an army here led by our Theocrats, Hawley and Pimpton. And they're actually about to siege this Tigran city that was already at war with us. So lots of opportunities here in the overworld to continue expanding. If we jump to the underground, we actually have this dwarven outpost that is very close, 2 turns away from offering to become our vassal. And then if we jump to the Shadow Realm, where we already do have 1 fully functional Shadow Elf outpost, we're in the process here of working on potentially recruiting some Draconians as well, as we're in the process here of doing a quest for them, which is just to kill some undead. And you can see the undead units right here, and we've got Welby and Leo's stack ready to take them on. So lots of opportunities for growth, and as always, we're going to continue trying to expand and strengthen our military as well. Now, before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those comments comes from Yonsich. Yonsich actually pointed out that I have pretty good control of the surface and sort of the parallel regions of the Shadow Realm. So you can see here that we've got kind of a region of the Shadow Realm that actually corresponds to, if we jump back up here, to sort of the surface area that's kind of underneath Beb-June and Valak over here. And then we're going to probably try to expand a bit over and get kind of a better idea of the Shadow Realm closer to our throne city, or at least in the analogous region that's kind of corresponding to where our throne city is. But what Yonsich also recommends is that I should also try to kind of fully explore the underground in the areas sort of directly beneath the main portions of my empire, so my throne city and Hard Thistle, the city of Hard Thistle being right here. And that would just kind of prevent me from being sort of surprised by any nasty units popping up from the underground. So in particular here, we've got this cave entrance, which I did just kind of very briefly explore, but I'm almost certain that there's going to be some spawning structures hiding in the darkness over here in one of these directions. So it would be great to actually kind of more thoroughly explore the areas directly underneath my city, just to prevent any kind of nasty surprises from popping up. Yonsich also pointed out that in terms of research options, once I have my produced cannon finished, Yonsich recommends that I should probably then do Surpass Nature and follow that up with Great Blacksmith. And I think those are 2 great choices here. We'll just take a quick look at what we're currently doing. So we're working on Produce Cannon. So Yonsich is suggesting Suppress Nature as the next choice. This would be a really quick one, just a 2-turn there. Units and cities don't suffer from terrain penalties. This spell doesn't affect vassal cities. This would be great, especially for my halflings, as they are kind of heavily reliant on happiness. So that would actually be great. And the units not suffering from terrain penalties would be awesome, especially since we've got halflings now that have kind of spread out into different regions, and they're now encountering areas they might not be as happy in. So this would be a great spell to offset that. And of course, that would apply to any of the other races that I've added to my empire as well. So just an all-around solid spell there that I think would be of tremendous benefit. And then after that, we can do Great Blacksmith, which will reduce our production cost of armored units. So that's going to be most of our machine units, as well as any of our heavily armored infantry and cavalry units. If we end up getting the dwarves, that's going to be beneficial, as most of their units are armored. So that's a great choice, and I think that's a really good progression there, a suggestion of progression from Yonsich. So that's what we'll probably do here going forward. The next set of comments comes from Casper Eklund. Casper pointed out that last episode I talked about I'm going to start needing units to repair any machine units that I'm going to produce. Casper's pointing out that I can actually use builders to basically repair a machine here. And you can see that they actually have the inherent ability to repair machines. And I believe that's only possible when you produce them in a city that has a Master's Guild. Let's just verify that real quick. Machine units produced at this city gain... Builder units produced in this city gain the repair machine ability. So, you as a prerequisite, you need to have a Master's Guild. But once you do, you can produce builders that I could actually have one builder in my stack as a way to repair my machine units. That's an alternative to using engineers or any other unit like my heroes with repair machine items, for example. That's just another option for doing that. And I think that's a great suggestion. In addition, because I have the Expander specialization, I actually get an upgrade eventually that will allow my builders to have more movement points, so they won't, keep my stacks from moving to their maximum. So that's a great alternative option for repairing my machines from Casper. Casper points out that the AI tends to kind of headhunt engineers. They'll really try to kill them. So if I have engineers in my stack as a means to repair my machines, I just have to be wary of that. And then Casper also points out that I should probably go for Great Blacksmith quite soon. So again, kind of echoing what Yansich was saying. Casper actually pointed out that I maybe should have done Great Blacksmith before I did the upgrade that provided more defense for my units. Just because that applies to all units, whether they're going to be produced or already produced, whereas Great Blacksmith only applies to units that I'm producing from the time that I have the upgrade. So I actually agree with Casper. I didn't really think that one through, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in the end, so I'm going to pursue that as soon as I can. And then finally, we have a comment here from Spencer Jude. Spencer points out that I want to make sure that I have my cities guarded, because I've actually been kind of neglecting my city defense. I've been leaving my cities basically unguarded. Part of that is because I did a pretty good job of exploring and identifying any spawning structures, but Spencer just points out that I don't want to have to double back and kind of have to clean up or bring my armies back to my cities, as that would take them away from the front lines. And so if I, put a unit or two just in each city that's kind of at risk, that would prevent me from having to divert my main military force here away. So a great point there from Spencer. I'm going to try my best to make sure that my cities are not vulnerable. And as always, a big thank you to everybody who left comments. Lots of good information there. Okay, so let's get started here. I think we had just kind of flipped the turnover at the end of the last episode, so let's kind of dive right in. Now, let's start over here. I can't remember if we had... I guess we hadn't. So we had done a few things. We had moved our Theocrat stack over here. So next turn, we're going to try and siege this Tigran city. And what's important, too, is that Holly now has Convert. You can see it there listed in her abilities. So we can start trying to recruit units that way, which will be good. Tigrans can potentially be good for doing that with. They do have extra spirit protection, which will kind of be a problem. But they inherently have lower resistance. So potentially we might be able to convert them, although that spirit protection might make that a little bit more challenging. Orcs are probably the easiest, as they just have the less resistance with no extra spirit protection when it comes to converting them. In this stack, we've already moved, so I guess we had actually done a few things. Importantly, last episode, we became slightly good. I kind of made the executive decision that we're going to basically just pursue a good alignment for this playthrough. Even though I might get some benefit out of being evil, I just think that being good is going to be of benefit to me. I think I'm just kind of happy with it, and that's what I'm going to pursue. So we're going to just try and make lots of vassals and gain cities in that more diplomatic kind of way. Now, we have this spy drone here who can do a bit of exploring. We encountered this dragon dwelling in the Shadow Realm, so why don't we send our little spy drone over? I'm just kind of doing some extra scouting here. So we now know kind of what's over in this direction. Still got some unknown stuff over there. I think maybe we'll head that way. Let's go see if maybe we can grab this gold here. We can do a bit of extra scouting up here as well while we're heading over there. Okay, so I think actually that's done most of our movement now that I think about it. So let's work on production. So Bittercrest, which is our throne city, we successfully produced a hospital. And all that's really left for us now is a Great Temple, and then I think we will have access to our palace. So that might actually not be a terrible option. I would also like to get this Arcane Item Forge going fairly soon, such that I'm able to then produce some items for my heroes so they can repair machines. But I think in the interest of maybe trying to get that palace going, I am going to pursue the Great Temple. That will also expand my mana cap, as we're kind of sitting at very close to our mana capacity. So it would be kind of nice to expand that a little bit. Let's move over to Beb June now. So we do have one unit guarding the city, so I'm going to just kind of gamble and have that one unit being the guard for now. We have 52 production currently in the city, so it would be great to bump this up a little bit. So maybe we'll do a Builder's Hall here. That's going to take most of our gold at the moment. Over to Hard Thistle now. And again, we're kind of low on gold, so we may just do merchandise here. Alternatively, I suppose we could produce another unit just to kind of further guard the city, especially against what I'm assuming are going to be some nasty units popping out of that cave entrance. However, I think it might be more beneficial to just do merchandise for now. Now, our little our builder here, we were going to produce a road that was going to connect Beb June over here with our throne city of Bittercrest. So I think we're going to do that. So let's do a road kind of like this. We'll just have it basically just go right alongside our throne here. So that is going to use up a lot of our gold, but that's actually okay. And then we'll tell them to just hang out for now. I don't really want to use too much more. This unit can just be guarding our city. So I guess we were actually almost at the end of our turn now that I think about it. In terms of what spell I'd like to cast next, I think I'm going to work on Mana Fuel Cells and have that next turn. This is going to increase production in my cities. So I can cast that on Beb June, for example. I think that would be a good use of that spell. I think we already have it on all our other cities, so you can see the little kind of floating orbs around Hard Thistle and Bittercrest, and then we've also got those around Ripura here. So we have that on all our cities except for Beb June, so that's what we're going to do next. So I think that's going to take care of our turn, so let's end it there. And we'll see kind of what happens over the turn flip here. Just jump over here. I think what I'd like to eventually do is have Pimpton lead his own stack, and then maybe that stack could kind of head a bit north here, or maybe go underground and scout out, kind of as Yonsiege suggested, scout out the area sort of beneath my cities as a way to just kind of cover my bases and make sure I don't get ambushed. But I would like to have Pimpton eventually lead his own stack. And I suppose kind of the same for my main stack here with Welby and Leo. Eventually, I'd like to have Leo break off and lead his own army. Although he's been tremendously beneficial to have in this stack because of his ability to cast Phoenix Warrior, which I've used quite extensively as kind of a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card, such that if a unit gets killed, they still have Resurgence, and then I can use them kind of as a bit of a sacrifice. Oh, and look at this. Some roaming units here threatening my cities. Okay, so these undead are attacking me, which is excellent. Saves me the trouble of having to venture into that mountain range there. So let's take them out quick. Alright, so with Welby, I think we could throw Guardian Flame on maybe our Pony Rider. That's kind of our typical strategy here. And then we can kind of send him up the gut a little bit. Meanwhile, our farmer is going to be throwing his chicken once they're in range. Brew Brothers can step up. We'll kind of let them come to us now. Taking a little bit of damage, nothing too extensive. And we'll step our farmer up and blast the Revenant Caster. Ooh, and a nice critical hit there. Excellent. So we can move in and actually just outright kill the caster, which I will do. Fantastic. Now we can bombard the Revenant Infantry, who, unfortunately, they do have a shield and projectile resistance, so they aren't going to take quite as much damage from our ranged attacks, but we can kind of soften them up a little bit. Very nice. You know what? We can send Welby right up here. I think we'll probably have Leo just move in because he does have martial arts. So we'll have Welby just kind of charge right up and do a nice blast here with his prototype rifle. And then we can almost get the kill here with Leo. Yeah, we'll just charge right in like this. And fantastic. We got a nice lucky to kind of mitigate some damage. Excellent. All right, so Leo got the kill. And a level up for him, which is always good. Okay, so Domain Invasion at Beb June. We also completed that quest, and we had the level up. So I will take the reward, which is a Peace Treaty and a Draconian Charger. Very happy to have it. So now we're going to, again, try and get this outpost to be our vassal eventually a couple more turns. And that will be great, as we'll have some Draconians then in our empire. We now have a unit guarding this city, which is good. And let's see. So we'll do Leo's level up while we're kind of on the topic here. So we now actually have access to Blood Brothers as an upgrade for Leo. This one will come in handy once he's leading his own stack. Currently not leading a stack, so that hasn't been as important to get all these different upgrades. So I think maybe we'll just save these points and then grab Blood Brothers on his next level up. That way, when he does go to lead his own stack, he will be in great shape. All right, Fahas would like to join us. Before we accept, let's just see. It doesn't look like there's anything threatening the city at the moment. So I guess we will accept. Of course, we're going to need a unit to guard it, which we don't currently really have. So we may have to create a unit in Hard Thistle and have them move over and guard the city. All right, yeah, let's have them join. So that's great. Suppose we could also just produce a unit. Builder's Hall would probably be useful in this city now. Although, you know, we could actually do mana fuel cells right here and jump it up over 50. That would allow us to do the Builder's Hall in 2 turns. But let's jump over to Beb June here. So we're going to have a Builder's Hall that's going to provide 20. We're going to probably do this spell here that's going to provide 20. So that's going to be very, very close to having us at 100, which makes a big difference as that shortens the time dramatically for producing a lot of structures. You know, if we do mana fuel cells here, we could actually produce one of these units to defend the city in a single turn, which might be kind of nice. I'm going to think about that for a minute while I'm kind of making my other decisions here. Anything else crazy? So, of course, we have some units that were threatening the city. It looks like they've kind of just moved through the city area and kept on going. I think we're going to bring this army up to Beb June for now. Just kind of, you know, group them up, and then maybe we can start producing some units here out of Beb June in the next few turns. We've got to maybe work on the city a little bit. We could do a Dreadnought's Foundry and start producing golems and engineers or something like that. That might not be such a bad idea. We can also, again, try and clear out this ancient ruin and then produce some pretty decent pikemen once we have Pillar of the Stylites. So, yeah, I think mana fuel cells, I'm going to want to put that on Beb June here. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we need to. For now, let's kind of think about what else we want to do. So, we've already looked at this Celestial Tower, I believe this is called. And it didn't look like we were quite strong enough to take it on, or at least I wasn't willing to maybe take that much of a risk. We've got some treasure down here we could try and go grab. Maybe what I'll do, I could use my charger as a bit of a scout here. Kind of go see what we've got. So we do have ourselves a Vault of Knowledge. Always nice to try and get a hold of one of those for some extra knowledge income. So maybe we head on over and do that. It's maybe not such a bad idea. And we were sending this unit over to grab this gold. So maybe we'll just continue on that way. We've got some aquatic structures like a Raging Maelstrom here in the water. And this is actually a spawning structure here that Eventually, we're going to have to try and take that out because that's going to pose a threat to our Draconian city, potentially. But let's try this battle on for size here. So we're going to be up against a Phantasm Warrior, some Apprentice units, Shock Serpent, and a Wisp. And, of course, Static Electricity is going to be enacted in this battle, so we'll just have to watch out for that shock damage. So our Charger's taking a little bit of damage there, nothing too extensive, but... Alright, let's step our Brew Brother up and blast this Wisp a little bit. Very nice. And then we can step our Farmer up, and I think we can... Oh, we can't quite kill the Wisp. Maybe let's attack the Shock Serpent there. With Leo, actually with Welby, I think we can kill the Wisp. Yeah, no problem at all there. So let's annihilate this Wisp here. You know what, we can even maybe do this. That way we're a little bit more protected. Blast that Wisp into oblivion. And now we've got our Pony Rider, who's probably once again going to be sort of our vanguard. Take on this Shock Serpent. Let's finish it off. Ooh, and we got stunned. That's a little bit unfortunate. We don't want our Charger getting in any real danger there, so I think we'll just kind of park ourselves like that. Leo, on the other hand, I suppose we could kind of charge him in. I suspect what's going to happen is our Pony Rider's going to take a real beating, as he's now stunned. However, I suppose we could step Leo up and just kind of do a little bit of extra damage here, maybe. Do have to be careful because he could be... Now, why? Leo has fire protection. Oh, that's right. Leo has 100% fire protection due to Forge Apron and his Sun Shield that he has as an inherent ability here. So that's actually fantastic, as that means that these Draconian apprentices can't really do much to him. So you know what? We'll step up like this and do some damage. All right, fantastic. So yeah, there they go, going after my units over there. That's okay. They actually really didn't take all that much damage, all things considered, so that's quite nice. Now, I think our Brew Brothers, maybe we will step up here and get the kill on these apprentice units. Fantastic. And now Leo can charge in and deal with this Phantasm Warrior, or alternatively move over and attack that Shadow Elf apprentice. With our Brew Brothers here, we can step right up, do some fairly big damage. You know what we could do, we could move Leo over like this, turn the Phantasm Warrior around, get a nice critical as well, and then do a flank attack here and get some extra damage, which is always nice. So yeah, let's do that. Very nice. And then with Leo, maybe we'll move in and just heal up our Pony Rider a touch. Now, our Charger, on the other hand, we could actually fly in here, and I think we'll do that. We'll fly in and we'll flank the Shadow Elf Apprentice. Ooh, and unfortunately we got stunned. That's kind of a shame. Alright, let's kill off the Phantasm Warrior there. Now, I suspect we might lose the Charger thanks to that, getting stunned like that. That maybe wasn't the wisest choice. Bit of an oopsie on my part, because what's going to happen, they're going to step off one and then just blast them, or just get the melee kill. Yeah, so a bit of a shame there. That was kind of a silly decision on my part to do that, but again, not the end of the world. That unit wasn't critical or anything, but it is a shame, as we do want to start building up another army, so every unit's going to matter. All right, we'll just get the kill. So yeah, a little bit of an oopsie. Thankfully, though, we got some extra knowledge, which is excellent, and that actually jumped this produce cannon to only taking 1 turn instead of 2 more turns. So now, yeah, that used up most of our movement, so I think we'll just keep on exploring this direction and see what we can find. So now, let's go back to the surface here, and we can actually do this battle with Holly and with Pimpton here. So let's step up and attack the city. And we can also try and recruit one of these units, which would be ideal. Again, I suspect we're going to have a little bit of difficulty with that just because of just because of the spirit resistance of the Tigrans, but we can still try. All right, so let's throw Bestow Iron Heart and we already put Touch by Faith on our Sun Guard, who is going to be our front and center unit, kind of taking the brunt of the damage here. And then we can kind of group our other units up. We do have to be cautious here. These cheetahs have Pounce, which can kind of be a bit of a tricky attack. They jump in behind you potentially, and they end up in defense mode, so they almost get like a free shot on you. You know what? We will throw Touch of Faith on these adventurers. Our musketeers can kind of step up as well. We're just kind of... We're going to play this one a little bit cautious. Again, I kind of want my Sun Guard to be... to come under attack here. So why don't I just send my Sun Guard up like that. Now, in terms of what unit I'd like to try to recruit... I mean, obviously a Sun Guard would be ideal, as they are quite a powerful Tier 1 unit. I would say arguably one of the better Tier 1 units, really. Alright, so maybe we'll send our other units kind of over and just start doing a little bit of damage here. We're still kind of not in any tremendous danger. Although we do have to be careful because these Tigrans have quite substantial mobility, so... Maybe we'll put our musketeer back kind of like this so that it can blast the predator if it decides to step up. Holly, we can just move over like this. Pimpton can just kind of hang out. So now let's see what happens. Okay, there's the Pounce. And there's kind of what I was expecting. Sort of drew that unit out to attack my adventurers there. So now Pimpton can step up and do some pretty decent damage. Of course, with the spirit protection, it's not going to be a kill shot or anything, but now we can get the kill with our adventurer if we want, or with our musketeer. I think maybe we'll get the kill with the musketeer. Yeah, there we go. And then we can actually kind of move our units back here away from the Sun Guard. So the musketeer will probably come under attack, and that's actually just fine by me. Meanwhile, on this side, we've got these cheetah, and we've also got the other Sun Guard. We're just going to camp out in defense mode there, and we can do some extra damage here to these cheetahs. Try to offer a bit of assistance to our Sun Guard here, who's kind of in the fight. Ooh, and I actually shouldn't have moved them up. I forgot about the Sun Guard coming in. That's alright. Okay, going after my hero, that's just fine. Now, I think with Holly, we're going to try for a conversion. Again, pretty low odds on the Sun Guard, but it would be great to get the Sun Guard as a unit. So I think that's what we'll do here. Again, worth a try. Didn't really expect it to work, but worth a try. Now let's kill off the cheetah, and then we can send our hero around behind to get a nice flank shot here. Excellent. And that allows us to step off our units a little bit here. Now let's do this. Turn them like that, and then we can still do a nice flank shot with our musketeer and get the kill. Perfect. So, unfortunately, we didn't get a conversion, but we did get control of the city, and we didn't lose anybody, which is always a good thing. So now we are going to absorb the city, as I do like Tigrans, and I'm going to have now another Tigran city to go with my other one here. Now, in terms of defending this city, maybe what we'll do in Hard Thistle is we can produce ourselves a Jester, and we can send the little adventurer over just to act as a city guard. Now, with this stack, we should probably clear out some of the structures around here that are kind of going to benefit the city once it grows. So let's step over here and try and clear out this mana node if at all possible. So we will use Pimpton to engage the battle. So we got a couple of Wisps and a couple of Phantasm Warriors. And of course, recharging mana currents is going to be active. So if we're going to dish out damage, you kind of got to, you know, go for the kill. All right. Now, our heroes are actually in kind of rough shape, so we want to probably see if maybe we can get rid of these Wisps so that they can't jump in behind us and really threaten us. So let's do some damage here. Fantastic. And then we can probably just follow up and get the kill right here. Alternatively, we could just move our Musketeers in and probably get the kill that way. Yeah. Excellent. And that's going to allow me then to drop a Iron Heart on Pimpton just so he's nice and healthy. Meanwhile, our Sun Guard here can step up and kind of be ready for the onslaught that's probably going to be coming in that direction. This adventure I'm going to run back because he's in really rough shape, so don't want him in any danger. So now I'm expecting the Wisp to jump in behind my heroes. Yeah, there we go. Nice, and the Sun Guard's doing his job, and now we can step up and annihilate this Wisp. Excellent. Okay, so that takes care of the Wisp. Now we can blast the heck out of this Phantasm Warrior. I think we can try a conversion. We actually can. All right, that's excellent. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Oh, 65% and still resisted. Dang it. Okay. Yeah, let's just blast him here. Very nice. Get the kill that way. And I think we will just step our Sun Guard up like this. Camp out. Meanwhile, our Adventurer can move up like this. And I think we'll just keep our Musketeer as he is. Ooh, nice. And the Lucky prevented some extra damage. That's good. Let's see. We can step around here. You know what? We can even engage our Sprint. Ooh, and we're still going to be taking... I was trying to extend the being able to use 3 shots. Not that it's going to make a huge difference. I think we'll just go like this and we'll turn him around there, get a nice critical. That's going to actually free up Pimpton here to be able to step around like this and drop a heal on our Sun Guard, which is kind of what we were after. There we go. And then with Holly, I think we can probably just get the kill. Yeah. Fantastic. So that takes care of that mana node. That's cleared out. Very nice. And we did get a level up here with Pimpton, which is great. And now he should have access to convert. Excellent. So that now means we have both heroes able to convert. So we should be able to start really improving our army size here by recruiting additional units. Ooh, and look at this. We got a spawning structure over here that needs to be cleared out. Looks like a haunted boneyard, so that's going to need to be dealt with pronto because we don't want that causing us any grief. You know what? Maybe we'll throw this guy in the water and just have him kind of zoom up this way, do a little scouting, and then he can go and guard our city. All right, over to Ripura. Let's do our production. So we produced our Shadow Elf Touched, which is going to guard the city. So now let's think about kind of developing the city a little bit. Again, gold is... We definitely want to augment our gold income as we're really kind of running kind of thin here. Let's do a laboratory. That's just a single turn. And it's actually perfect with our production. It's going to be 75, so very efficient use of our production there. Now to Fahas. This is our new Tigran outpost. Maybe we do a Builder's Hall. It's going to grow in 2 turns, which will be great. Alternatively, let's see. Do we have production in our other cities? Yeah, so in Hard Thistle, we're working on the Jester. And in our Throne City, we're still working on the Great Temple. What are we currently working on in Beb-June? That's right, a Builder's Hall. Okay, so that's still going. Yeah, okay, so I think we will divert some cash into developing Fahas. I was just trying to decide if it was efficient to use our gold for Fahas or not. Again, a builder's hall would not be the most efficient since we've got 46 income at the moment, unless, of course, we want to use our mana fuel cells, which, you know what, maybe not such a bad idea. Again, I was kind of debating whether to throw this on Beb June or whether to apply it to Fahas. I think I'm actually going to throw it on Fahas first, and then next turn we'll do another one and we'll throw that on Beb June. So now we can do the builder's hall in 2 turns, so let's do that. There we go. Saved us a turn of production. I think we'll just camp out. I don't really want to spend the extra gold right now on continuing that road. And that's going to do it for this turn. So now we will end our turn there. So let's see what happens. So I'm definitely going to need to start producing some decent units here relatively soon, as we're getting pretty close to turn 30, and obviously we haven't encountered any of our opponents yet, so we're really giving them a lot of time to kind of build up in this particular playthrough. So we're going to need our units to be strong enough to deal with them. So that's something I'm obviously going to try to be aware of going forward. You know, now that we have conversion, we can start trying to recruit an army kind of over here. I think then the Western Front can maybe be a little bit more autonomous, in that we're going to have it sort of with our 2 Theocrats. We can kind of build up some units over here without much help. So maybe we'll kind of focus more of our production on then kind of heading up in this direction, more to the east and the north. But we'll have to kind of see here. Again, I'm just sort of thinking out loud at the moment, but we'll see kind of what happens. And of course, that might all change if we suddenly get attacked. And of course, we still have lots of structures in here to clear out. I really haven't really prioritized building an army to kind of focus on, you know, cleaning up these structures to get extra income, which honestly I probably should do, as that's really going to benefit me. Now, where's Beb June being attacked from? Let's see. Okay, so there's that roaming unit. Thankfully, again, we have this stack moving in to assist, which is excellent. We may even want to just do the battle to try and take those units out. And we actually have a domain invasion over here now as well. Pesky Lost Souls are kind of threatening us now. So we may actually have to divert and deal with them. You know, otherwise we're going to probably lose the city. So let's take a little journey up the river here. This little guy can just camp right out there. Yeah, maybe putting him in the water wasn't the wisest choice, now that I think about it. I suppose what we could do is we could just sit one of our units here on the city. We could take one of our adventurers, perhaps, and sit him on the city, rather than trying to kill these units off and kind of waste our movement by going into the water. So yeah, maybe we'll just do that. Guard the city in our 1 turn there. And then we should be able to just kite the units thanks to our movement capabilities. Ooh, and look at this. 2 Wraith King units. Yikes, that's going to be a tough, tough battle for us. We can use our Smite, which will help. I think if we use Smite, we should be able to handle this one, but, you know, this is a really tough battle, and we're going to be underhanded, or understaffed here, as we don't have that extra unit. Boy, oh boy, that's actually a pretty scary battle now that I look at it. Now, if we look at Pimpton, however, he does have the ability to cast Smite. He's got two casts of it here with his 35 casting points, and then I think Holly has a single cast of it. Yeah, so she can cast it 1 time, or she could use Divine Protection twice, or Instant Wrath, I suppose. Ay, that's a little scary. You know what, let's see what it's giving us for odds. Yeah, it's telling us we're closely matched. It'd be a shame to do this battle and potentially lose some of our units. Yeah, dang it. That's a really tough one. I'm going to think about this one. I'm going to kind of delay doing this one for now. Okay, here we go. Alliance proposal. This outpost would like to become our vassal. I will definitely accept that. Ooh, and look at this. We've got some spiders here threatening our new vassal. We've now finished produce cannon, which is excellent. Gain back to Bev June. So we're going to have to deal with this. So we can bring these units in to kind of maybe kill off some of these pesky scoundrels that are threatening us. You know what? Let's try that out. So we'll group our stack up here. And we can engage the battle. This might not actually be the easiest of battles, as they've all got ranged attacks. And not to mention they have sprint. Yeah, and they're going to try and, of course, they triple my unit that I was going to use kind of as my my melee beast unit. All right, let's light up the scoundrel here with some damage. Actually do quite a bit of damage with our untouchable here. And then our crossbow should be able to get the finish. Yep, no worries there. Meanwhile, our prowler, I think we'll just kind of stack him up, try and protect our blight doctor a little bit. All right, they're going after my untouchable. All right, that's just fine. So now we're actually in a really good position here. Step over like this, blast these orcs a little bit, and step up and get the kill. Fantastic. And then with our crossbowmen here and our untouchables, we can do a kind of 1-2 combo here. We'll turn them. And then hopefully get the finish. Excellent. So there we go. And thankfully, we didn't lose anybody in that battle. A little bit of extra experience as well. Quite nice. So we successfully defended Beb June, but of course, those units came from over here, so we're eventually going to have to head over and deal with that, as we really don't need that kind of headache there hanging around. But we will just tell that unit to chill out for now. This little guy's going to head over and defend our new Tigran city. Meanwhile, our Jester can defend the city of Hard Thistle. Yeah, so I just don't know if I should try this battle. Again, I'm really thinking probably not. You know, I mean, again, if we hit these Wraith Kings with some smites, I think we would probably be able to whittle them down pretty good. Again, we'll have 3 casts of it. But might be better to wait and have these adventurers just to kind of back us up. I suppose we could head up here. Looks like we got ourselves a Shadow Gate over there, which might actually be something we could end up looking for with... Ooh, and look at this. We got some Shadow Demons that are giving us some bit of a threat here. So yeah, you know what? Let's continue to procrastinate that other decision. We're going to just keep working on Welby over here instead. You know, we can bring our spy drone over. Ooh, and look at that. Okay, so we can deal with this Shadow Demon here. And then we can grab that Watchtower for some extra vision range. Alright, so let's step up with our farmer. Do some work there. We're just going to let him kind of come to us here. Again, we're going to park our Pony Rider there, guard him with flame. And basically just kind of prepare ourselves here for the onslaught. Again, these harvesters are a pretty dangerous unit. They can do quite a bit of damage, so you have to really be careful. Alright, thankfully we have Monster Slayer, which really makes this, honestly, pretty rock solid in terms of the amount of damage we can do. Yeah, look at that. Big damage. And then we can step up with Welby and do a prototype rifle shot. Excellent. Followed by kill there with our Pony Rider. Meanwhile, our farmer and Leo can step up and do some pretty big damage. So our farmer's going to do quite a bit. How much would our crossbow shot do if we step up just a touch? Pretty good. Excellent. And then we might be able to actually just get the kill here. Let's try it. Yep. Fantastic. Really didn't take any damage there. That was awesome. Excellent work there. And then let's head over here and grab this Watchtower, and that's going to really expand our vision range and help us decide maybe what to do next with this group. Again, I would like to probably get them back into the surface world eventually. They are doing good work in the Shadow Realm, no question, but I think it would be beneficial to eventually have them back on the surface. Okay, we got long swordsman, and an archer over there. So, you know what? Why don't we just heal up our pony rider, charge right in for the archers, do some big damage. Meanwhile, over here, let's see what kind of range do they have. Okay, so the only one that can move up is that one. So let's hit him with chicken. Fantastic. Leo can maybe just do a blast here. Same with Welby, I suppose. Ooh, but now he's kind of at risk. You know what? We'll throw Guardian Flame on Leo and then kind of just let them come to us. There we go. Alright, so now let's finish off the long swordsman here with our farmer. And we can step up our brew brother here and do some big damage. Fantastic with the critical. Awesome. Right there, just getting the kill. Do a tiny bit of damage here with Leo. Might be able to throw a cleaver with this brew brother, yeah. Just kind of help out a touch. Welby can step up and do some damage. And our pony rider can, I think we'll just park him in defense mode and let these two duke it out. There we go. Okay, so now we have the Watchtower, and we can actually see quite a bit more area. So we got some more gold down there, which maybe we'll send our spy drone to go and collect. Meanwhile, we have ourselves a larvae pool, which is spawning these shadow demons that are giving us some trouble. So I think we will send our army over that way to go and deal with that. I think we're going to kind of just ignore this Archon Fort as it's got a wall, and that's kind of going to be a challenge for us to try to attack. These Saints have Lesser Resurrect, which is kind of an issue. Can be kind of tough to deal with. Okay, so we did get a level up here with Welby, which is great. He has Tree Crusher as an option now, although we don't quite have enough upgrade points for that. You know, Firebomb wouldn't be so bad. Alternatively, we could just upgrade his stats a little bit. That's not such a bad idea either. Emergency Repair. Yeah, let's grab Emergency Repair and maybe Firebomb. There we go. Alright, so now we have our Mana Fuel Cell is ready to cast, and again, I think we're going to throw that on Beb June now. There we go. Big boost to our production, now at 75, that's great. And, yeah, so over here, again, I think... Oh, this is a big risk if we do this battle. Again, we also have to watch out for the mobility of this carrion bird, which is going to be a bit of an issue for us. Gosh, you know, this is one of those ones where, I mean, again, if we delay and attack it in a couple turns, it's not the end of the world. Let's just see. So, because they're undead, they do have spirit weakness, which is going to make that smite do more damage. Oh, I think I might hold off on that battle. As tempting as it is to do. Oh, and look at this. We can actually do another Mana Fuel Cell as well. Although I don't think we have any cities that would currently benefit from it at the moment. Yeah, and we can't use it on our vassals, so there's no sense putting it on this city yet as we're still absorbing it. So perhaps maybe instead we do a fire node or a spy drone. I'll have to look around and see if there's any mana nodes that need to be converted. Oh, yeah, it pains me, but I think I'm going to play this one safe and just hang out. I'm not going to do the battle just yet. I'm going to wait until I at least have a couple more of those adventurers to kind of assist me. You know, in retrospect, now that I've moved away from it, I think I probably could have done the battle and had a good chance to win it, but, you know, I don't really want to roll the dice on that one, quite frankly. Okay, so this is already Metropolis, Hard Thistle, so I was just looking at what to produce here. So a storehouse probably not as beneficial at this point, although obviously the public baths will increase the happiness, but we could do an observatory to increase our domain range. Might be able to bring this gold mine into the fold, although we'll have to clear it out. Actually, no, it wouldn't. We're still one away. We could do the stone wall, and that would bring it in. Both of them together would, I should say. What other cities do we have? We still have to produce things in. Os we're working on. How about our throne city? Yes, so in our throne... Okay, you know what? Now we can start doing the palace, although unfortunately we don't have enough gold at the moment to do that. So the palace would give us extra happiness, domain radius, and casting points, which would be kind of useful. So maybe we start working on it, and then next turn, once the gold flips over, we might have enough to start that process. Let's jump back to the Shadow Realm here. Have we done... No, we haven't done Ripura's production either. So we're sitting at 75 production. Let's see. Yeah, we're probably not going to do any units. We could do an observatory in 2 turns, which would actually bring in this air node. That's not such a bad idea. We could do a Dreadnought's Foundry in 2 turns, then we would get Musketeers and Engineers. That's not the worst plan ever. Decisions, as always. I think maybe I'll do the observatory. Just grow the city's domain. And we will start doing a transform to fire node, and we'll pop this mana node into a fire node. Yeah, that's going to be good there. So now back to the surface here. Let's go back to Hard Thistle. And think about maybe what we want to produce. I think, you know what, let's do a Dreadnought's Foundry, and then we can start working on producing some pretty decent units there. Now, I don't think that's going to leave us with enough gold for the palace, will it? 350, no it won't. So we may have to see if maybe we can drum up gold in another way. Alright, so let's do... actually, you know what, we could do Great Blacksmith in a single turn, although I don't think we're going to be producing any armored units in the next few turns, so let's do Suppress Nature first, as Yonsiege suggested. So we'll do Suppress Nature. Get that one out of the way. This guy, again, we're going to just have him hang out. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe we want to save this money. Again, we want to get that palace going, so maybe we pick something that's... Is there anything else we could... I guess there's nothing really else that would be cheaper in terms of gold, so maybe we'll just do merchandise for a turn and save that gold, get that palace going, and that'll kind of improve things for us, I think. Okay. You know, in retrospect, what I maybe should have done is summon a spy drone over here, and then I could have scouted this a little more and tried to be more efficient with my hero movement, because again, moving this stack over here, seeing that this was so nasty and then deciding to come back, not really the most efficient use of my my movement. So, in retrospect, maybe something I should have done instead of the fire node. But, oh well. Curious to see what these Lost Souls decide to do. I'm guessing they're going to probably just try and attack my city or something, but... Okay, nice. They went for my hero stack. That's actually excellent. Basically just going to be some free experience for me here. Oh, and look at this. We even get the bridge to kind of help us out. You know what? This is just a good chance to, like I said, kind of just farm some experience here, so why not? Throw a Touch by Faith on there. Do the same here with our adventurer. We'll just kind of let him come on over. As I said, in the meantime, we'll just keep on buffing our units here for experience. I think everybody's at full health. Yep. Are they in range yet? Kind of. You know what, we could step back just one. Let them come a little bit closer, and then we'll let them have it. There we go. Okay, now we can kind of bombard them here with some attacks. So step our adventurer up. Kill off that one. Kill that lost soul, no problem at all. And then if we step Pimpton up, kill that one. Excellent. Free experience. Not going to complain about that. Alright. Now, we should be able to muster a few more of our units here for this battle with the undead, which we're going to have to... Again, I was kind of putting it off last time, but, you know, we can even move this little guy over as well. So let's do that. And now we can engage this battle. I'm a tiny bit more confident this way now with these extra units. And let's do it. Just having a couple extra bodies kind of in the fight makes me feel just a touch better. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to retreat my heroes back a little bit. And we're going to basically do some spell casting. And we'll throw a bestow or touch by faith on our Sun Guard here. And then with Pimpton, we're going to start smiting the heck out of these pesky undead. Let's throw a smite there. Unfortunately resisted. So the carrion bird is really going to be annoying for us because it's got such extreme mobility there. It's going to kind of be a bit of a challenge for us to deal with. Okay, so there's that Wraith King moving right up on us here. Okay. So now, with Holly, I can step right up like this and do some big damage. Of course, I have to be really careful because it'd be pretty easy for her to die in this situation. Thankfully, with some of our upgrades here, we actually do quite a bit of damage to some of these units. We do have Monster Slayer there, which is going to help us a little bit. And we really want to deal with this Wraith King, which is kind of a huge problem for us. Alright, so let's think about maybe what's the most efficient use of our damage output here. So Pimpton can hit Smite. If he gets the high roll, if he gets the not resisted, it would get the kill, you know, about half of the time, depending on the damage roll there, because we've got 36 health, rolls between 30 and 44. It's kind of a lot of uncertainty. So what kind of damage do we do with just Spirit Ray? We're only doing 7 per hit at a minimum, so really not that effective either. We do kind of want to get rid of the Carrion Bird just because of the extreme mobility there. So between both of our adventurers, we could definitely kill the Carrion Bird. And then our Musketeer can... Oh, you know what? Our Musketeer can do extreme damage there. Let's do that. Oh, and we got a critical. That just helped us out a lot. That made a big difference. Now we can kill the Lost Souls, and we'll just have the Wraith Kings left to deal with. Okay, fantastic. And now it's just kind of Wraith King 1 and 2 here that need to be killed. So let's hit a Smite here. Oh, resisted again. That's unfortunate. So then we'll try for the kill. Fantastic. And then what we'll do is we'll step up our Sun Guard and throw him in defense. Now, what I'm expecting the Wraith King to do is move over and go for my hero, or maybe kill off one of my adventurers or something like that. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, so we went over there. Ooh, and our Lucky kind of just bailed us out a little bit. Alright, so we'll bring our other adventurers in to try to assist. Our one poor little adventurer is kind of in rough shape. Of course, we got to remember that these musketeers are going to come back. Or, excuse me, the Lost Souls are going to come back, so we can park our musketeer there. Holly could do a smite, actually. Pretty good odds there, actually. Really good, 70%. So maybe we'll do that with Holly. Meanwhile, with Pimpton, we can move over and just camp out there in case it doesn't get the kill. So let's try with Holly here for the smite. Excellent. Alright, no trouble. Again, I'm glad I played that one safe, though. It was better having a little bit more assurity that I wasn't going to lose anybody or have anything crazy happen. And we got ourselves an excellent, excellent jewelry item. Choker of the Great Matriarch, 40% fire protection, 40% blight protection, +1 resistance, and a vision range upgrade. So that is phenomenal. Very happy to have that. I will give that to Holly. She's going to be very strong. She has 40% fire protection. She's also going to get this raptor that's going to hatch in a couple turns and give her even more fire protection. So she's going to be very strong. We did get a level up here with Holly as well. So I think what I will do is I will actually grab healing with her. There we go. Okay, and that should be good. Now, Valak has offered a tribute. Ooh, and we can either have gold or mana. I'm definitely taking the gold. Thank you very much. That makes a big difference. Now we've got some extra income, and I think we're still working on... Yes, we are. So we're now in the process of working on our palace, which is great. Okay. Now, the big question, do we want to go check out the Shadow Realm, or do we want to do some exploring above ground? It looks like we've got some production resources and a trading post here that need to be cleared out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll send this little guy into the Shadow Gate to see what I can find, and I'll kind of gamble and leave this city unguarded for a bit here. And then meanwhile, this stack can kind of go hang out up there. If we were to leave that one little guy behind, what would we would be able to get there. Of course, we have not one but 2 Dwarven Firstborns here. Extremely powerful units. Very, very dangerous. Yikes. I don't know if we're strong enough to take that on. I don't really think we would be. Meanwhile, we could go for these production resources, which not nearly as heavily guarded, just a single Draconian Flyer there kind of standing in our way. Let's see if we left. Okay, so we wouldn't be able to get there in one turn. And yeah, we'll send this guy over there to go and check out the Shadow Gate, see what's in the Shadow Realm over there. We're going to need to get a unit to guard this city, though, that's for sure. Okay. Now, have we already... Okay, so now we can do Welby and Leo here, do their movement. We can grab this extra gold as well, so we're going to have actually quite a lot of gold now on this turn, which is fantastic. Makes a big difference for us. Alright, so now let's head over here and clear out... Ooh, and even more gold over there. Fantastic. Alright, so let's engage this battle. This is going to be tricky, as we've got Shadow Demon Harvester, we've got Shadow Demon Larva, which have Poison Spit, and then a Shadow Demon Bombard, which has a Bombard ability that's kind of like the Draconian Flamer's Firebomb attack, in that it sort of has that area of effect sort of splash. Okay, Welby, I think we will throw... We'll do kind of our classic strategy here. We'll buff up our Pony Rider a little bit. And then send him in to do his job. Brewbrother can kind of step up here along with our farmer. And that'll about do it for that first turn. Let's see what they do. Okay, so they aren't moving. No real worries there. We can step up with our farmer, perhaps, and maybe do some chicken throwing. Let's throw it at the Bombard here. Fantastic. Nice critical hit there. And we're going to keep our units a little bit spread out, just so that the Bombard doesn't inflict quite as much damage on us. Yeah, there you can see that Bombard attack. It's actually a pretty decent amount of damage that comes out of it because it does physical, spirit, and blight. So kind of an interesting combination of different damage types there. Okay, so that takes care of that larva. Now, we always say we have to watch out for the Harvester, as that's a tier 3 unit capable of dishing out some fairly serious punishment. Okay, we could Firebomb, or we could Prototype Rifle. I think maybe we'll Firebomb, as we're going to hit everybody. Ooh, and we got a critical. That's excellent. Then we can step up with Leo. Ooh, and almost finish off. Yeah, now we can finish off the Bombard. There we go. Very nice. Sort of park our farmer right there. We could even drop a heal with our Brew Brother on the farmer. Meanwhile, the Pony Rider can actually step on up and get the kill there. I suspect we're going to see the Harvester attack the Pony Rider, but... Oh, nope, going after the Brew Brother. That's just fine by me. Now I can step up and do some big, big damage there. Welby, on the other hand, can kind of sneak around behind here and do a Prototype Rifle shot that's going to do tremendous damage. There we go. And then Leo can get the finish with his crossbow shot. Excellent. Alright, that takes care of that structure. A Bracelet of Blight, which provides blight concealment. Yeah, really not... I don't really need that. I don't think it's of much benefit to me, so I think I'm going to sell this for gold. So now we're really rolling in cash, which is excellent. And you know what? Maybe we'll just step up and grab that gold while we're kind of up here. Our spy drone has already used all its movement, so let's grab that gold. And then you know what? We can even go next turn, maybe try and clear out this Hollow Grove, depending on how strong it is, how well defended it is. Okay, so now we can do some major production here. We don't really have to worry about running out of gold here for this, for whatever we want to do now. So let's do an observatory. And let's see. Now in Beb June, I think we wanna optimize Beb June for production of probably some military forces here fairly soon. So let's do a siege workshop, and then maybe we'll do a Dreadnought's Foundry and start working our way through that process. Meanwhile, in Fahas, we now have a builder's hall, so we're right at 75, which is great. Could do a shrine in a single turn. Could do a laboratory. Do a Dreadnought's Foundry. Let's see. Can also start producing Sun Guards, which would be kind of nice. That would actually be great to have a Sun Guard. We could start building a second stack here for Pimpton, actually. Maybe we make a couple Sun Guards for him and start working on a little bit of an army for him. Maybe not the worst idea, so maybe let's do that. We'll make a Sun Guard here. Start building a bit of an army for Pimpton. Let's just make sure. Is there anywhere else we still need to do production? Hard Thistle, we're already working on it. Beb June, we've already done. Working on our palace in Bittercrest. I think we're good. So now we can actually continue building this road. So we'll work on the road here. Alright. Build a road. There we go. Again, we eventually want to get over here. So let's keep on going. We'll just kind of snake it on up there. And then keep on going. There we go. Okay, so far so good here. Now, with this little stack, of course, we want to start building up a bit of an army. And once we have Beb June here with the Siege Workshop and the Foundry, we're going to just start pumping out units, I think, and then try and clear out the ancient ruins. So for now, we'll just tell them to chill out. This little guy can just guard the city. And that's going to do it for our turn, so I think this is a great place to leave off the episode here. So again, we made a little bit of progress over kind of on the Western Front. We did a lot more exploring here in the Shadow Realm, and we didn't really get a chance to do a whole lot in the Underground aside from recruit Arendelle as our vassal, but we did make some progress. So all in all, not too bad. We'll save this one here. Call this one episode 7. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.